back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're going to be doing a holiday look that's a little bit something different for me. I wanted to do something with the shade Wings from the Nouveau palette right here, which is this kind of almost icy sage green that's very, very light, but still has kind of a warm shift in it, kind of a golden shift within. And I just thought it'd be really pretty to mix that with a little bit of Muse for some depth and just create a pretty holiday look with some rosy cheeks and a nice mocha latte lip. And while we create the look, I'm gonna just kind of chit chat and talk about what's been going on lately, what's on my mind. It's a lot. And yeah, we're just gonna hang out and do some pretty makeup together. So if that interests you, just go ahead, keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the ABH Nouveau palette. And if you have any thoughts on the Rose Metal palette, do you think I need it? I think I'm gonna go check it out in person and just see what it looks like. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the makeup and the chit chat rambling. All right, on to the makeup. Hey guys, good morning. Honestly, I don't even know what time it is anymore because it's been dark literally all day today because it's obviously time change and it's been so rainy and dark. It has looked like 5 o'clock in the evening the entire day today. I am so confused on time. It's been like the last 2 days that I thought it was like 8 o'clock at night and it was like 6 in the evening yesterday. Anyway, today I thought we would create a nice little holiday look, doing something a little bit different, something a little softer and just really pretty, but still kind of glam. And I wanted to use the ABH Nouveau palette again because I love this palette and I feel like nobody's talking about it anymore because new palettes come out and I'm honestly not that interested in the new Rose Metal one from ABH because this one's so good. And this one also reminds me a lot of the new Natasha Denona palette, the retro palette. I can't remember what it's called. The new one with all the pastel shades. It really reminds me of the shades in here, but I think you just have a little more, I don't know, depth in this palette. It just, to me, this is like kind of a perfect palette. So anyway, I want to use the shade Wings as kind of the star of the show today because I don't think I've really played with that shade enough. I think used it to highlight the inner corner, but I want that to be kind of the pop today because it just feels like a pretty kind of icy green. I thought it'd be really nice kind of holiday type shade. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I'm gonna start with hitting the brow bone area with a bit of Paloma, like so. I love the shade Paloma. I just think it has such a pretty finish because there's that nice kind of little bit of a satin sheen to it. It's just lovely. So do you guys have any holiday plans yet? I have none. Well, no, that's not true. I have a Friendsgiving plan. Actually next Saturday on the 19th. It'll be like early before Thanksgiving. We're gonna have like our big huge Friends Thanksgiving thing that we do every year. And yeah, that's about it as far as plans go. I have no idea what we're doing for Christmas. No idea what we're doing for actual Thanksgiving. It really depends on my husband's work schedule. Next, I'm gonna go with the shade Fleur. I'm taking this one on a Sigma blending brush. This is what, an E25, one of my favorite brushes. We're just gonna tuck her right on here into the crease, socket line area, above my crease, into that socket line where the bone actually tucks in, not in my actual crease. My crease is lower because I'm 35. I'll be 36 in January. So, you know, things change. You get a bit, as you age, your lids fall, the skin starts to hang more. I used to have, my eyelids used to look like this all the time, and I had no crease whatsoever in my eyes. And now I do. And the older I get, the more my eyes look like my mom's eyes with that. She had her eyes opened much more than mine. Mine don't open as much as they're supposed to because I have paralysis in both my eyelids. So they don't open fully. So that gives me actual visible lid space that I wouldn't naturally have. Odd little kind of perk to that. But I have a birth defect and Yeah, so my eyelids don't function. They don't move like they're supposed to. They open about that much, and that's it. And yeah, it's much like Sylvester Stallone's lip, where it's just like some nerve damage or something, and you end up with like paralysis in certain parts of your face. It's something that happens during birth. And I have it in both my eyes, obviously worse than this eye, as you can probably tell. I don't think I need to point that out. And depending on like how tired I am, the worse it can look, because I have to use my muscles in my forehead to control my lids more than I do like the actual muscle in the lid, because that muscle doesn't work. So I'm using my brow muscles to move my eyelids. Hence I can't get Botox in my forehead because I need those muscles. Or else I would definitely. I'm not opposed to like Botox or any of that. I would totally have done it. I think I've talked about before, like getting eye surgery. And the eye surgery just was not worth it to repair this issue because of there not being any muscle. Or well, there's a muscle there, but the paralysis to repair this would mean attaching strings to this muscle up here. And it was just a very kind of annoying sounding surgery that just didn't seem worth it. Honestly, like I'm cool with it. It's just one of those things they always try to talk you into when you go to an eye doctor. It's like, hey, why don't you see our cosmetic surgeon? It's particularly the eye doctor that I go to here. They have a med spa and cosmetic section. They're like the only place to go. Like, they're a very reputable place for like cosmetic procedures, like for facial stuff. Like, they do facelifts and all that kind of things. Lots of eye lifts. That's one of the major things they do there. And so they're always trying to get me to consult with the surgeon. And oh, well, this is a lot more advanced than we thought. We're going to have to send you somewhere else and get you with another surgeon. And finally, like, I had the consultation with the big surgeon from out of town. Not worth it. Not worth it at all, in my opinion. It looked like not a simple eye lift. It was going to be way more to it. And revisions. And it may not actually look very aesthetically pleasing. Like, then what's the point? Because to me, that's just a purely aesthetic thing. This doesn't really mess up my vision too much. I mean, it does, according to the eye doctor. But to me, I'm fine. I'm chill. I'm good. I can see just fine. I'm so used to it because I've lived my whole life, with a blind spot over here and not being able to like look up very much. I tilt my head actually to see. I tend to have my chin out, kind of tilted back, because I have a better field of vision that way, because my lids do get in the way. Christy Meakin, actually, she does the nails nail channel on here on YouTube. She had a procedure that's not too terribly far off from what I would need, because we had like kind of the same issues where her skin was just overhanging and it was blocking her vision. It was creating pressure though on her eyeball itself because the skin was so heavy, which I don't have that problem. Maybe eventually that might become a problem. I may need a little skin removed, but she didn't have to have like the big, I don't think she had the threads put in to lift and all that. That's what they would want to do to me. And it wouldn't be quite so much a cosmetic as it was something to actually correct like field of vision. It was a little bit of both. Like, it was something that insurance would cover because there was a medical need for it. But it was also just, I don't know, not worth it to me. I've got more important things to worry about than my little wonky eyes. And they're right picking on Katy Perry about her wonk eye. I'm like, hi, me. And they were talking about, how she was on stage and her eye went open? Girl, I've been there. Especially if you've got lashes on and that lash glue gets stuck. If you've got any sort of paralysis in your lid, you have to pull your eye open. It happens. When I'm really tired, sometimes my eye gets stuck shut. Like when I wake up in the morning and I have to pull it open. It's a thing. Once I get it open, it's fine. That's just something that happens. Because you don't have any lid strength. And they were talking about how she pulled from over here. I'm like, yeah, because she didn't want to mess her eyeshadow up. Duh. I love hearing these people commentate on it that know nothing about like makeup. Like looking at it from purely just a makeup standpoint. Like, yeah, she's trying to mess her makeup up. And she got heavy ass lashes on. And she said something about she having a wonk eye. I'm like, yeah, she probably got like some slight paralysis in that lid. I get it. Believe me. There's many a time that I've had to tug this eye open. Okay, now that we've got Fleur on, I've had coffee, so I'm a little wound up. I'm gonna take just a touch of Metro, same brush, and I just want to kind of bring it a little bit lower in here just to create a little depth. Not a ton. But speaking of surgeries, like, the eye is such a minimal thing to me that people in real life, when I talk to them, they don't even notice it. And I like have mentioned, getting corrective surgery on my eyes, and they're like, "What for?" Or like an eye lift. And I have to like physically point it out to them because I think when I'm moving and talking, it's not as noticeable as I think it is. Because it was a lot worse when I was a kid, and it's just kind of evened out over time as the skin has fell. It's kind of camouflaged it some. So again, another perk there is that it does look a lot better than it used to. The time when I really noticed personally, because it's pictures. Pictures, I can see it a lot more prominently because I'm not always conscious of my eye when I'm taking a picture. I have to kind of pose a certain way to make it look open and make them look even. So that is usually the only time it really is prominent to me. And I've noticed, like, doing my YouTube videos, I don't notice it nearly as much as I thought it sounds prominent as I thought it was. In my head, I thought I looked just really wonky, and it's not nearly as dramatic as I thought. So then I'm like, really don't care about getting it corrected. I'm like, okay, move along. But speaking of surgeries, this spring I am having an actual like major surgery though. And I'm doing tons of research. I've got like 6 months and I'm doing a bunch of research on procedures and plastic surgeons and doctors and all that. I do see a breast specialist, so she's recommended me a couple of plastic surgeons to look at and look at their work and do consultations with. So I've been researching that stuff, but I'm going to be having a full mastectomy and reconstruction, and it's just deciding on the type of reconstruction that I want and what doctor I want to go with and all that. We have a place called the Breast Center here in New Orleans that's all they do. They specialize in breast reconstructions from breast cancer and like preventive mastectomies or prophylactic mastectomies, which is what I'm doing. That's it. That's all they do. And they have like kind of patented a really advanced procedure that is built on some older procedures. And they're kind of like the leading doctors in this field of reconstruction that is less traumatic and better recovery, less problems along the way. Like the procedure I'm looking at, they are going to take tissue from my abdomen, like below my belly button, transfer it up here to rebuild the breasts and make it look like boobs. And they can also mix in implants if you need it, depending on, your body, whatever. But they have kind of patented like a really advanced version of that it doesn't interfere at all with your muscles in your abdomen. And it's a microsurgery, I believe is what they call it. So where it's done under a microscope and they reconnect every single blood vessel. It sounds crazy and a little really painful. Like, it sounds kind of scary because it is a huge surgery. Not only is it the mastectomy reconstruction, but you're also getting cut at your like bikini line is where they make the incision, like right at that little line that you have, kind of like where they would do a cesarean, and they will pretty much give you a tummy tuck and put it all up here, which sounds cool. Like, I'm like, oh. It's, from what I've gathered, they do focus on trying to make it look as aesthetically pretty as possible and not just, getting by with what you got kind of thing. Like, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like breast cancer and stuff like that, the reconstructions and the mastectomies are never focused on aesthetics too much. It's more about just getting a job done. They focus on both. Like, they even have their own oncology team if you happen to, actually have cancer. And it's crazy. Like, they try to make their stuff make you look like you looked before, but better. Like, the before and afters I've looked at on their website, they look better. And that's rarely the case. I've done a lot of research. I have not seen that very often. All right, let's take wings now. I'm going to put that on the center of the lid. And take that on a flat brush. A little lay down brush here. So I'm rambling about that because I'm kind of like, part of me is excited to have found these options out there. But I'm also like terrified. So it's kind of spinning in my head because it's such a huge surgery. And I know it's going to be a painful recovery. And it's just kind of scary having any kind of major surgery like that, right? So I'm just a little kind of about it. And I've read so many reviews and watched YouTube videos about what to expect, what you need, and kind of compiling a mental shopping list of stuff that I'm going to need, just stuff that's going to need to be done before then. It's like I want to get my house sorted out really well before that. I need lots of button downs. I know that. I need a pillow protector thing that goes over the car seat or the seat belt in the car, and you have to have special underwear and bras. But I think that they actually sell all that at this hospital. They have a shop, so I think they kind of help you sort everything out there from what it sounds like. And my specialist, she did say this is like her number one pick when we were talking about that, and I was like, travel's not an issue. Who would you suggest I go to first? And I think the other plastic surgeon that I'm looking at actually works with this hospital too. And somebody from it comes up and does surgery. So it's like, whichever might be more convenient even. If it comes down to like having the same doctors. The convenient thing about the one in New Orleans is that it is an all-in-one type place, facility. The surgery's done there. It's like, a nice surgery center. They have pull-out bed for somebody to stay with you. You stay there like up to 4 days maybe. They feed you. They pamper you. From what I've gathered, people said it was like one of the most pampering experiences. Like somebody's review was they felt pampered from the moment they walked in the door. I'm like, that sounds nice. And because that's all that they handle there, it's like they know the ins and outs. It's not like, just going to any hospital where there's a million other things going on, different things. The nurses are fully you have like your own personal nurses devoted to you the whole time. Like, it sounds amazing. Okay, let me take a little bit of Muse because I do want to add a little depth. Pat that out here. It sounds like almost like they try to include a bit of almost like a spa-like experience just to make it nice and comfortable for you, because it's not something anybody wants to do. It's a shitty thing to have to go through, especially like for women who are going through breast cancer. Like, so I think it's really nice that they try to make it as pleasant as possible and make it feel like you're being treated really well and almost have some kind of spa elements to it. I just think that's really thoughtful. Just want a little darkness in there. I always want a little darkness in there. But what's gonna suck is that I don't know. I was watching like some videos, and it looks like it takes about 2 weeks before you can really start to use your arms and like lift them up. So it's gonna be a while before I can put makeup on. So I'm gonna try to do like pre-filming, I guess, and get stuff ready to go. So I don't have like 3 weeks or plus of no content, like a month of no content. So I hate that. And yeah, of course, I think I'm going to vlog some of the experience. I don't know how much I'm going to want to vlog of it, but I think it would be nice to do that to show, because watching other people's vlogs of that sort of thing has really been such a comfort. And seeing that a lot of the people doing it are around my age or a little bit younger, a little bit older, like they're all about in their ranging from like 30 to early 40s range. And just seeing, their recoveries, and yeah, it's really great to see, and learning little tips and tricks of stuff that's worked for them during the recovery and beforehand. And I actually talked to my physical therapist about it too, and they thought it'd be a good idea for me to come in before surgery and do a little bit of physical therapy leading up to it, to go ahead and get my muscles kind of in a good condition, everything happy beforehand. That way when I start the physical therapy afterwards, everything will be kind of a little bit easier. It's kind of like stacking the deck, and I'm all for that, because I don't have the best upper body as it is. I have a lot of neck and shoulder problems, so I feel like getting that kind of sorted and happy would be a great thing. Now that I've got my lower back pretty happier, I'm still doing my at-home physical therapy every day, but I can walk a little further, and have a little bit more of semblance of a normal life. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little blendy blend. I'm not in chronic constant pain like I was. So if I can kind of work on something like that for my upper body, because it's like I have the same problems with my upper body as I do with my lower body. But the upper body doesn't hinder me like not being able to walk does, when I can live with some neck and shoulder pain and pretty much get through my day just fine and deal with it, but not being able to stand is another, like, to me that was a little bit more detrimental to me. So I'm trying to get that all happy and get myself in really good shape. Okay, let's do a little bit. I'm gonna clean my flat brush off. I'm gonna take a little bit of Hope just right here on this inner part for kind of a bit of dimension. Yeah, that's pretty. I like how icy Wings looks, and these shades do remind me a lot of that new Natasha Denona palette. But if you've been on my channel a while, you know that I've been planning for this surgery for a very long time. I've wanted to do this since I was 20, and just never. I finally got sent to like a specialist and found doctors who would listen to me and actually did the genetic testing on me and cared to really look into things and not just brush it off. And because I've had doctors look at me like I was absolutely insane when I brought this up. Like literally, one was like, "Why would you do that?" And like, talk to me like I was absolutely crazy. Fuck her, by the way. She can eat a bag of dicks. But my current doctor is fantastic. She was actually my mom's doctor and was the one who found the cancer in my mom. She knows my family history. She's my grandmother's doctor even. And she's not that old at all. Like, she's probably in her 40s, but she's just treated my family for a very long time. And she was my doctor when I was much younger, and then there was a time that I didn't see her for a while because she was out of like my network or whatever. She was at the VA, that's what it was. And now I have a different insurance that gives me a little bit more freedom to see what doctors I want to see. I used to just have a Medicaid and Medicare, and you're very limited, or you used to be anyway. I don't know how it is now, but when I was on that, it was very limiting because that was, 15 years ago. For my back, the back's not a new thing. That's my whole life. I've been that way. So you don't always, you didn't get to pick your doctors then and stuff. And I had gotten lucky with getting this particular doctor when I was in my late, when I was around 18 or 19, because she accepted Medicaid, Medicare. And now with my current insurance, I can just go to her. It's really nice, and she's actually in the network and everything, so it's awesome. So the next thing is finding out if the breast center will be in my network. Will I have to come out of pocket? And it looks very expensive, like $60K plus expensive. Which, girl, there's no way I can do that without insurance. I'm taking a little more Metro There's just, you know, out of the question without insurance. Or else, you know, I would have done this sooner probably. But it took me being, having that scare of finding more lumps one day and going to my GP and having her examine it, and her being like, we need to send you to a specialist because I want to get not just a regular mammogram on you, I want to get an advanced mammogram because there's something going on in there. She says, I don't know, I can't tell you what it is, but there's a lot going on, which is absolutely terrifying. Again, that's something I've had since the first time I ever had a breast exam when I was 20. I've had to have a mammogram at 20. I have fibrocystic breast disease is what I have, which doesn't actually increase your risk of breast cancer, but it does make it harder to spot because of depending how bad it is. And I have it in both, but it's way worse in one than the other one. And it's gotten worse the older I've gotten. Whereas when I was 20, it was just one little area, like right here, in kind of upper boob. Now it's like all over, and it's in this one too, but it's not as bad. Yeah, I have to go every 6 months for breast exams to stay on top of that, just to make sure there's no changes or anything, you know, they're dramatic. But it took me having that scare to get sent to a specialist who made me feel so amazing going there and so hopeful. Like she just, I don't know, it was such a wonderful experience finding this specialist that she made me feel like she made every fear just go away. It was really nice. I mean, I was having a panic attack in her office. I was terrified. This is like my biggest fear, is dealing with this stuff. And I think I'm handling it really well, considering it is my biggest fear. And anyway, but speaking of like the genetic test, I was actually negative for the BRCA gene, but I have a 21% chance based on family history because I had my mom, great aunt, and then great great aunt all have some form of breast cancer. My mom didn't survive, my great aunt did, so it just depends. And yeah, my mom had kind of a rare, very aggressive form that was very fast and metastasized in no time and took out everything. I think it went straight to her lungs, her liver, kidneys, uterus, everywhere. And like it felt like no time. And it was just very unresponsive to treatments. Okay, I'm gonna take some of the Sourmet. This is Sourmet Treatment Cosmetics Smear Proof Liner in Black and Jade. And I'm gonna do a little bit of lining with this along the upper lash line. Sorry if I'm sharing like triggering topics. That's what's relevant and going on with me right now. And if this isn't a video you want to listen to, that's fine. You don't have to. I get it, because believe me, if you had gotten me a year ago to try to watch a video about any of this stuff, I would have been out of here having a panic attack. Just hearing it, the word, any of these words I've been saying, I would have had a panic attack. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little depth right here on this outer corner. And do a little bit of wing action, just like that. And this shade is like an off black jade color. It's just a cool tone, very, very, very dark green that almost reads black, and it's gorgeous. The formula is great. I love that it's square. It's so easy to hold. It's very ergonomic and doesn't go rolling off your desk. Very impressed with it. But all that to say though is like, that's the mastectomy reconstruction is far more important than fixing some wonky eyes to me. So that's kind of where my focus is at the moment, and just kind of mentally playing out logistics and all of that. Airbnbs, what to do, where to stay, that sort of thing. It's a lot to think about and like plan out. You have to have somebody stay with pumpkin for at least a week. Someone here with me. My husband can take off 2 weeks of work, and I'm going to ask his mom to come stay with me because I'm going to need a mom. Contemplating asking my brother to come stay. I'm not sure. My sister's definitely going to stay with Pumpkin probably. And I know my friends will come stay with me during the day and stuff too. But yeah, anyway. All right. I'm putting that liner up. I'm going to need it again. I'm going to take this little pencil brush here. I'm going to take some of Paloma and come right in here just to lighten up right on this inner bit. I don't know why I'm doing this now. I should do this like after I do my foundation. That's how my brain works. Backwards. But I think that little bit of brightness right there is really nice. I say this looks so pretty, doesn't it? This looks so kind of soft, but still fun. Like there's an element of fun to this. Like imagine putting this on with like kind of something with some sequins. Or like, you know, just a very glam outfit. I think it'd look really cute. Let me go ahead and get my complexion done. I'll be back for blush, highlight, lips, and lower lash line, finishing touches, all that jazz in just a minute. I gotta get my brain because I'm just all over the place today. All right, and we are back with the skin done. Foundation, I use the L'Oreal True Match Nude. Amazing favorite. Future Fluid from Milk, another favorite lately. A bit of Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. e.l.f. Halo Glow, another goodie. Absolute favorite there. I used a bit of the Fenty Amber to contour, then the cream bronzer, and then some NARS Laguna to warm everything up. All right, so let's do that lower lash line. Oh, and I did some setting spray. I did a natural finish from Wet n Wild. Now, I do look like I have some liner on. That was because I started doing my lower lash line and hated it and washed it off or wiped it off. So that's just a little bit eyeliner left. So we're going to go back in with that. And I'm going to use the Sorbet Smudge Proof eyeliner in Black Jade. It is such a pretty shade. It's what we used on the upper part. And I'm just going to take it right here along the lower lash line, kind of just join that up to the little flick we got going. Just right out there, gives a nice little lift. All right, and I'm going to give that a little bit of a smudge and just kind of blend with a little blending brush. A little flat brush or something here, if I can find one. Hello. That was the problem, so I went in with too big a brush a while ago, and things got very messy. So, oh, no, we gotta start over. Well, you know what? I can't find the brush I'm looking for, so I'm gonna take this little travel brush and just get right up in here. This is a Sephora collection brush that is fabulous. It's just a travel size, but I love the style of brush this is. And it's so soft, and it's just the perfect size, getting right in there where you need it. Okay, that eye is watering, so that might be why things are going wrong. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little bit of Muse, tiny bit, tiny bit, and just tap right in there. Everything's looking good and blended out here. Got a nice little wing shape going. All right, I'm gonna clean this little brush off and soften that edge. All right, so we'll come back to doing a little bit of detail work in just a second. I'm gonna go back to my big old fluffy brush. A little bit of Fleur. And just come right out here. Just make sure it's looking nice and blended. And I'm gonna kind of soften up this lower lash line a bit. All right, take a little bit, go back with this little brush, and let's take a little bit of Hope, and hope this looks good. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, and then that little pencil brush we used for the inner corner. Get a little bit more Paloma. All right, let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the face, and then I might come back and work on this outer corner once my eye kind of settles down. Cold weather really gets it going. and allergies this time of year. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighter, and I think I'm going to jump into this Hello Halo highlighter from Wet n Wild. I love this one. And we go in with this shade right here on this side. This is, I believe, the shade called Highlight Bling. And we're gonna go with this one right here. It has a bit of a pink undertone to it. Maybe we'll dip a touch into that. This is such a pretty little duo. I think these are super underrated. And I mainly focus into the lighter shade first. I mean, see how pretty that is? If you just do like a nice light dust across the skin, it's very, very pretty. All right, let's try a little bit of the peach. Just kind of where I'm going to put my blush. There's some little bit of added glow in there. Why not? I like glowy cheeks and glowy skin. Okay, now for blush, I am going to grab a blush brush. I'm going to jump over to this little BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle palette that I freaking love. That I don't think you can get anymore, but I freaking love this little palette. It's so good. And I'm actually going to go into the brightest, kind of most vibrant shade in the palette, which is this one right here. It's kind of a dark berry. Oh, it's a bit warmer than I expected. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a great shade. That gives you that nice wintry flush, doesn't it? Love that one. And yeah, I think that is it for blush. Very pretty. I'm obsessed with that shade. I'm going to take a little bit of my ambient lighting powder in Ethereal and brighten up. Make sure everything is looking nice and blended. Kind of buff it in. All right, and now I'm going to sort my hair out real quick when we back for lips and lashes. It just put some earrings on, popped some lashes on, touched up the brows, and ate some dinner. And kind of flipped my hair out, gave it a good little root fluff and shake out. And anyways, here we are. The lashes are Little Black Dress from Kiss, which are some of my absolute favorite lashes. And they've been sending me some PR lately. These actually are a set I've bought myself. I've got like 3 packs of these that I bought on my own, but they sent me like a whole box of PR, which is really fun. But one of the things they did send over in that PR box was their lash glue liner. This is called the Eye Envy. This is probably one of the best lash glue liner pens I've ever used. I've tried some other brands and they are just kind of garbage. This one works really well, and it's so easy to just swipe on. It looks like actual eyeliner. It's like pretty and it sticks so well. It's easy to remove at the end of the day as well. But your lashes just go bloop right on. So easy and user friendly. And it comes in brown, clear, and black. I have the black one open, but I also have the brown and clear, but I just didn't want to open them all at one go. But I'm loving that lash glue, and it doesn't irritate my eyes either. I have very sensitive eyes, especially to lash glues, and I found that the Kiss ones don't bother my eyes, especially their strip lash adhesive with aloe. This one I think is one of the most gentle ones on the market. It dries quickly. It just kind of is perfect and very, very nice. It doesn't irritate at all. So if you do experience irritation from lash glue, I highly recommend trying this one out. It is formaldehyde free, latex free, and it's just a bit more of like a gentle one, but it works really well. But yeah, this black one is doing great for me, and it hasn't caused me any irritation. And I have very sensitive eyes that get mad a lot, and that's done some good for me. So, okay, let's move on to lips, and then we can wrap this up. First thing I'm going to do is line my lips here with BFF lip liner from ColourPop. All our lips today are going to be ColourPop. A cute little mirror from Kiss. And let's just give them a nice little line. I really like this lip liner because it is pretty much the same color as my lips. So if I just need something for like a guide, this one's great. is sometimes I just need that guideline. And I don't know, it's like a mental thing. I can do better with lipstick if I have a lip liner on. I think all the BFF lip liners. In fact, I think I have them all. Alright, and for lipstick, we're going to take Ultra Matte from ColourPop in Fuego, which is a nice kind of warm, not super chocolatey. I would call it like a mocha shade, or like a mocha latte shade brown. There's a softness to it. I just think it would tie in really pretty with kind of the peach warm tones around the eyes. It'd be a nice contrast to the rosy lips, or rosy cheeks rather. So I'm kind of on a Taco Bell obsession lately. With getting the chicken chalupa, but replacing the meat with the black beans. It's so good. I love it. And I have wanted that like 3 days in a row now. I haven't eaten it 3 days in a row. I've just wanted it. That's all I had for dinner. Because it's just a favorite. It doesn't make you feel bloated and yucky and like have indigestion like you do with the meat. Like, it's not spicy. It's just some black beans. It just feels a little more gentle and just, I don't know, really yummy. It doesn't taste like Taco Bell. It tastes like you're getting something from like a sit-down restaurant or something. I really enjoy it. Also, we have a Cane's that opened up right down the road from me. So, been on a bit of a Cane's chicken strip kick too. We're getting so many like new restaurants and stores and stuff in my little smaller town that are like right close to me. It's so nice. We got a new food truck park opened up down the road. There's a new like PetSmart type store that just opened up, an old Blockbuster. So that's really nice. We're getting more restaurants. We went to this one little restaurant called Pop's Place that's like local owned. It's supposed to be more like a general store and like it was going to carry like groceries and stuff. But now it's turned into more of a restaurant, and they have a daily special every day. Like Wednesdays they have chicken fried steak. On cold days they cook gumbo. And then they have like a grill that's open every day too. But every day it's like a different main course that you can get. And they give you so much food. On Wednesdays it's like chicken fried steak, and then you get cornbread, corn, green beans, cabbage if you want. Like you have your choice of cabbage or green beans and corn. It's things to choose between. Then you get mashed potatoes or rice. Plate full of food. And it's so cheap. It was $28 for me and my husband to eat there, which is really, that's cheaper than most places now to eat. And I was like, holy crap. I can't believe how affordable that was for like nice sit down, like good food. It feels like something your grandmother made. Like they have like beef tips and gravy one day, hamburger steak. There's usually like 2 main course options to choose from. And it's a really cute little like kind of store in a shopping center. And it's got like, they have a wall of like products you can buy, like a few cleaning supplies, some household like necessities, like the basics is what they carry. And then they have like a lot of like Cajun food stuff too now. But it's mostly just the restaurant aspect of it has taken over. Now it's just all seating where it used to have aisles to go up and down. And I just couldn't get over how good it was, how much food you got. Like I needed a go box for the price. Amazing. Anyway, enough talk about food. Let's do some lip gloss. This is Moonchild from ColourPop as well. I'm going to put just a little bit of this on the center. I've had coffee and tea, so I'm a little wound up. So I guess that's why I'm like, I'm just going to keep on talking. All right. Now I think our look is complete. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And let me know if you want to see some more looks with the Nouveau palette. I'm definitely going to be doing a smoky glam, soft gothic glam look using this shade right here. Peacock. I've been meaning to use that shade for a while, and I keep forgetting about it. So I'm definitely going to be doing a look with that probably this week. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on like the Rose Metal palette. Do you think I need it? Should I go investigate it in person? I feel like it's one I need to see in person. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for hanging out with me, listen to me ramble for a little while, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.